60. All right, folks. It is April 1st. I've declared this the month of the purge and the month of cleansing. So I begin with the following statement, considering the anniversary that Thursday is. Hand the messages that I got within. Davu Denavifer, Delbert Yates Jr., and Jody Dials, y'all are some stupid, cowardly bitches.
This is how we're going to start April 1st? Oh, hell.
Yep.
Let's go!
On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This bronzesexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised that the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah! It is April 1st, and it's time to roll. Good morning. Welcome to the Manic North Carolina State Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. This is your daily 120-minute journey into the best sports talk show and the best sports talk in the region, across the nation, and around the world. We're getting some new television partners together, as well as some new radio partners together. That's why you see us on YouTube only. You hear us on YouTube only for the time being, while we blow up the foundation and put everything back together. And believe me, for season 11, it's going to be stronger, it's going to be better, and it's going to be more in your face than ever. Speaking of season 11, we have a date for that. It is Labor Day. Labor Day will start season 11. Victor Locke and the big dog Shane Lake join me. Good morning, gentlemen.
What's going on, boys?
Good morning, gentlemen. Before we go any further, I have a statement.
Go for it.
I was wrong. I've seen the light.
Oh, no.
After watching countless hours
Oh, no.
of his highlights on YouTube, after scrolling through several pages of Facebook, I've seen the light. I realized that I was wrong.
About?
That the greatest player of all time is indeed one LeBron James. I mean, trust and believe. I didn't think about it. But as I was watching, I was like, oh my God. He is superior to Michael Jordan. The likes of Kobe Bryant, the likes of Larry Bird, the likes of Magic Johnson. None of these guys can compare to the magic that it is the King. Not just Yo Kang, but the Kang. And I realized that I need to sit at the altar of the City Fifth. I need to listen more to Ryan Hollins. I subscribe to Nick Wright. They were right. I was wrong.
Now, tell us you need a mental institution.
Now, just a minute.
Now,
With
folks,
all of that, there are two words that'll follow all those statements.
just check the date.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the only time you will ever hear me talk about that nonsense.
Same here. And
That's
I
the
don't
only
even
time-
have to. I could not get away with doing that joke for the simplest of reasons. Y'all know me.
That's why I
Y'all know
had
me.
to do it. That's why I gotta do it. Because you'll laugh.
Mhm.
You couldn't say any of that with a straight face. I could.
I couldn't say that if I tried.
Exactly.
I certainly couldn't say that with a straight face.
That's why I said.
I mean,
nope.
this is the same. This is the same man who is married to a wonderful woman. When we took a quiz at night and said, "What is your partner's most often used word?" Before I could even complete the question, my wife says, "Bronsexual."
Exactly.
What does that tell you?
I couldn't say that with a straight face because I went off last night during the cup race the moment someone brought up LeBron.
I was gonna bring up Ray Ray, but I'm like, that's too much.
Don't.
Ray.
Dear God, no. Hey, listen, come here. Since I'm pushing buttons already, Shane, this is for Droid.
This moment of bronsexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronsexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM. Now approve all this.
Yes, indeed.
Now, I'm going to probably get a question from my daughters.
Okay.
I'm probably going to get a question from my wife of why I began the show the way that I did. Well, it's pretty simple. I declared this the month of the Purge, and anybody who listened to my Purge episode in 2016 know how completely off I went with that.
I
I'm not
remember
going to do that
too well.
here. I'm not going to do that. Look, I made Shane's eyes pop open when I went off that morning.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Because I was sitting in at that time.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do it here. But the reason I led with that statement is that throughout the course from now until Labor Day, when we get all of our radio partners and television partners together, everything that I have been feeling personally is going to come out. Every moment that I do this, I'm going to be sitting in front of this microphone and using this microphone as a weapon. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this the right way. If you all will allow me this time, I'm going to do this. If y'all will allow me to cook again.
Please do.
I'll go get the spices.
You ever trying to get started and you feel a sneeze coming?
Mm-hmm.
Like that? Excuse
There
me.
you go.
Will we ever see the City Fifth or Ray Ray in the LGBT? Yeah, you'll see him. Trust me. Now, I'm going to reset that, and I'm going to push this button again. After the episode last night that I did of Diary of a Mad Snowman, The Silencing of Men, I gave the advice not to be silent anymore. I am taking my own advice, and I'm not being silent anymore because, quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of people trying to tell me and my crew how to do our jobs. It's one thing to give advice. It's another to say something to the tune of, that's how I would do it. Case in point, Mr. Delbert Eugene Yates Jr., when I ran into a personal problem, he said to me, and I have to do this one the right way to honor our executive producer, Cole Johnson. When I ran into a personal problem, he said to me, quote, I'd give this broadcasting up and move out of Indiana. That's what I do. Close quote. Well, guess what, you stupid ass? I didn't give this up. I'm not going to give this up. This is my weapon against you. This is my weapon against all who come against us. Now, that's part one. Part two, the former roommate. I identified him by name. I will not do it again. The former roommate who conspired with a former girlfriend to put me in an emotional pretzel. An emotional pretzel. Why? Money. They were greedy for it. I didn't have it, so the walls closed in on me. I survived that. I'm a survivor. I'm a conqueror. I'm a warrior. And what pisses y'all off the most, I'm a winner. And that's all who I associate with. That is all who I will ever associate with. That includes my family. That includes the crew on this show. That includes the crew that's coming into Snowman Multimedia. So you can talk any kind of blank that you want. I don't care anymore. I don't care. All right? And let me hit Delbert between the eyes. You're just mad because I have a woman and a family that actually loves and appreciates me. And by the look of your pictures, your woman doesn't want a doggone thing to do with you. Search the name Dale Yates Jr. on Facebook, folks, and take a look at the pictures. Take a look at how many pictures where his arm is around her, but it's not reciprocated. Could I be wrong? Totally. Do I think I'm wrong? No. And why am I choosing this morning to be petty? Because as I said, I am cleaning out the old foundation. I'm getting everything out of me between here and Diary of a Mad Snowman and a couple of bonus episodes of Snowman Unfiltered, which I am going to put behind a paywall beginning in June. This is the best sports talk show in the region, across the nation, and around the world. And to the three individuals I named at the top of the show, ain't a damn thing you can do about it, and ain't a damn thing you can do to stop it. That's Snowman's take. What is yours? Did anybody watch a little college basketball over the weekend? We certainly did. And there is a heavyweight fight, not a match, not a sparring. There is a heavyweight fight tonight in Albany, New York. We'll go over that. And later on, what the hell is NC State doing in the Final Four? Winning, that's what. Snowman in the Morning, back in a flash.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning. Brian Snow here, Shane Lake and Victor Locke along with us. RC, the Aces and Hawkeyes guy and Bruins guy is the first one. Says, well, morning, Snow and company. Good morning to you. Sig Diggy joins us from Norway, and he was the one that posed, will we ever see the City Fair for Ray Ray the LJPN again? Yep, we will. And you got this. Slam Hard Barbecue. Tastes so good, you better kiss and tip the waitress. I do it every time she cooks. Believe me. And by Straight Fire Barbecue Seasoning. It's not good, it's straight fire. Better believe that. The cool one himself, Cool McCain, joins us. How are you, my friend? Fly Eagles fly to you.
The most elite of Eagles. My
cool man. What's going on?
Cool Breeze McCain. Man, if you guys haven't,
go ahead, Victor.
If you guys have not checked out Eagles Elite Podcast, I know we do. I hope y'all do too, because
y'all need to check out Eagles Elite Podcast. Because
and I'm a Cowboys fan.
I
still check it out.
I'm a 49er fan, and I check it out faithfully.
Right? I'm a Patriots fan.
I check it out faithfully. In fact, I want to have all of them on my show. Okay, you heard me.
We get those guys on here.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh,
and check out NFC Beast with those guys. YSL Hefe as they break down the NFC East, especially as we head toward the draft.
The wise
to women's basketball, and there's a heavyweight fight tonight at Knickerbocker Arena in Albany, New York. I know it's called MVP Arena, but bear with me. It's a rematch. The LSU Tigers and the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Clark Reese 2. Let's get it.
Let's not forget, yesterday we had the fight with Duke and UConn. Now we get the bigger matchup, LSU Iowa.
Yep.
And UConn and Paige Beckers and UConn was not playing around.
No.
Against Duke. They were not playing around against Duke. And I feel for my boy Chris Edwards, who was the radio voice of the Lady Devils. Man, who expected Duke to get this far?
Nobody.
The Sweet 16.
Not a lot of people. Not a lot.
Exactly. Exactamundo.
Man, when I tell you Saturday.
Oh, boy. Oh, man.
Colorado gave it their best effort. in the second half.
But Iowa was just on their game.
The juggernaut that is Iowa right now.
You know the wildest thing about that? It was not Caitlin Clark's best game, but
Far
15
from it.
assists. But 15 assists say another story.
I was like,
to a lot of people, myself included.
I mean, she accounted for what was it, 72, 74 of their points.
74 of their points were accounted for by Caitlin Clark.
She was 6 rebounds away from a triple double. I'm like,
oh man, she was really flirting with a triple double.
And here's the damn thing about it: she was ice cold from 3.
She really
and
was.
Somehow she got inside more and more as the game went on. And that's
she was gun running to the basket. And that's the sign of a great player. Angel Reese, same thing. If the outside shots aren't hitting, what do? You go inside, and they could not stop her.
You start with the inside, you move to the outside.
They couldn't stop her at all.
I got to give props to Jalen Sherrod. She put up one heck of a fight.
You know what? Jalen Sherrod is now one of my favorite underdog players. You know,
she was balling that game.
Yeah, she was. She put up one heck of a fight, and really, she was the one that kind of facilitated the small comeback that Colorado was having, because there were a lot of times where there were some errant passes on the side of Iowa, and she was able to put pressure on the passer and able to get a lot of steals.
Yeah,
I gotta give her props for that.
But Iowa, as I said during that game, they just had that one dagger run that just put the game out of reach.
Yeah.
And that was something you had mentioned, Shane, during the top of the broadcast. And for those of you that are wondering, 4,000 plus viewed that call of ours on Saturday. In fact, I'm trying to get numbers from both the games. Let's go to LA. Let's go to the early game, LSU and UCLA. And it was something that I noted during the game. UCLA went inside early.
Yep.
They went inside early. But as soon as LSU got hot and snatched the lead, they went away from Lauren Betts, the 6'7" senior from Colorado. They went away from Lauren Betts.
And they kept trying to go deep.
As soon as they went away from Lauren Betts, that was a death sentence.
Yeah. Because LSU had 2-3 bodies on her almost all the time, which left UCLA trying to go from deep, and they just couldn't knock down a 3 to save their life.
They really couldn't.
They couldn't. UCLA went to the 3 way too early in the ball game.
Way too early with no
not
success.
just way too early in the ball game, way too early in the shot clock.
Yeah, and with no success either.
None.
No, they were what, 2 of 17 in the first half.
2 of 17.
That's
the second one that they hit closed the half.
Yeah, the
second one that they hit closed the half. And Sick Dicky says this: that shows basketball immaturity. That shows depth in her skills. Also, the entire team, the entire team came together. Speaking of talking about Iowa, that's true. They're going to need it tonight. And remember, Iowa's playing shorthanded. Iowa is playing shorthanded because they're still minus Molly Davis. Yeah. Molly Davis is the true point guard of that ball club, and she injured her knee in the final game of the year against Ohio State. She missed the Big Ten tournament. She's missed the tournament so far, and the superior depth of LSU could come into play very quickly.
I'm looking at the stat sheet right now for the Hawkeyes from last game. Skulky had 11. Fowler had 15. Caitlin Clark had 29. Marshall had 14, and Martin had 14. When your 5 starters go double digits in the game, that says everything.
And the thing was is that towards the end, they pulled Caitlin out to they were going to pull her out for the rest of the game.
Right.
Then you saw Colorado have a run. They put her back in the game. She takes the game back over. Then they take her out for real to the rest of the game, and Iowa sailed away.
Do nothing about it.
It's like
nothing about it.
And here's the thing that I'm looking at right now with Clark's line. She was 3 of 11 from deep, but she was 13 of 22 overall on the field goals.
Yep.
She was 10 of 11 from inside 3-point range.
Inside the paint.
Yep.
Inside the paint.
Accumulating 20 points out of her 29.
And like I said before, and we said it in I said it in the broadcast, what's scary is I see so much of like really great NBA point guards, you know, the likes of Steph Curry and Derrick Rose, being able to make passes that you really shouldn't have made.
Man, there was some assists that Caitlin Clark made.
Right?
That shouldn't have been assists.
That should not have been assists. Turnovers.
29 points.
That should have been turnovers. Let me get this one in. Cool McCain, this is for you. Huge week for Monarchs of Wrestling with the Playmaker and me. Of course, the road to WrestleMania is on in Philadelphia on youtube.com/@real play callers. Wanted to get that in. But back to the women's basketball tournament.
The thing is, Caitlin was 4 rebounds off from the triple-double.
From a triple-double. She was flirting with a triple-double all game.
She really was.
Especially through the second half.
I think she ended up with like 4 rebounds shy of the triple-double.
4 rebounds shy.
29 points, 15 dimes, 6 boards, and all 6 rebounds were on the defensive end.
Yeah. But again, this also goes a little bit to how good Colorado was by keeping everyone away from getting rebounds.
Yeah.
They did a really good job boxing out the defenders, so there were more offensive boards. It's really indicative of just how game Colorado was. They just went up against a buzzsaw.
Well, they're going to need him tonight because LSU is not playing around. And how did LSU beat UCLA despite the bigs of UCLA? They attacked the boards. And they attacked the boards to the tune of 26 offensive rebounds on Saturday. 26 of them.
Here's the question. Will someone be pointing at their ring finger again this year? That was the big noise last time.
Would I be surprised if that happens? No.
No, I wouldn't either.
And let me do this also, because the story had been circulating, and it has been circulating since the matchup was set, that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are not close. That's bull.
Oh no.
When you get between the lines, it's on and popping. When it's out of the lines, hey girl, call me. Let's hang out.
Well,
that's their friendship.
Here's the thing.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Here's the thing. People don't seem to realize what competition is. Competition is, we're gonna go at each other. We're gonna body each other when it's in between those 40 minutes. But after that, we're going to hang out. We're going to work out together. This is a friendly rivalry between the two.
And that's what I said last year when people made so much about Angel Reese pointing to the ring finger at Caitlin Clark. And Caitlin's like, okay, I came up short. Let's do it again.
Let's run it back.
And they're going to do it again tonight.
For my anime fans, it's a lot like the battle between Goku and Vegeta in Dragon Ball.
Yes.
It's over 9,000.
That's what it is. They push each other to be better. They challenge each other to be better. It's not about I hate you. No, it's like I want to test my mettle against you. You used to be one of the best. I want to see if I can beat you. And if Caitlin wins this year, well, she's already declared.
Shucks, that's my mantra going up against the rest of these sports talk shows. RC says Snowman Flage Johnson has a crafty and shifty game like Dwayne Wade, in my opinion. I'll agree with that. She makes me feel like I am watching D Wade. You know, Flage Johnson, and oh man, all kinds of love and respect to Flage Johnson. She carried that team when most of the team was in foul trouble on Saturday when UCLA made their run and snatched the lead back. You know who Flage, and I know a lot of people are going to think I'm crazy when I say this, but dog, you were with me on Saturday and people tuned in to that game. You know who Flage Johnson reminds me of? James Worthy.
Oh, you're not wrong. The way she was getting the assist and getting to the rack. Yeah, James Worthy-esque.
Not only does she remind me, it's
I'll put another name out there. It's a little more current the way she was going. Allen Iverson.
AI. Yeah, I can see that.
Thinking more in terms of forwards, even though she's listed as a guard. And you're right. I'll take the comparison with Allen Iverson, but I'm talking about in terms of her getting to the boards. I'm talking about in terms of her getting in the post, because she posted up a lot of people.
Yeah,
she posted up bets several times in that third quarter, even though UCLA was on a run to get back in the ball game.
Yeah.
Even though UCLA was on a run to get back into the ball game, they went through Flau'jae Johnson, which was the correct call, because not to say Angel Reese struggled. Angel Reese facilitated the daylight side out of the game on Saturday. All right. And so did Haley Van Lith, who played a terrific game. 10 assists for Haley Van Lith on Saturday. But Flau'jae Johnson, here's why Flau'jae Johnson reminds me so much of James Worthy. The way she can slither to the basket, offensively or defensively. And she came up with 3 block shots.
I'll give you another one, and I'm going to be a little bit of a homer on this call. Paul Pierce.
Hey.
No, I don't see Pierce. I don't see Pierce, and I'll tell you why. Pierce, and I love Paul Pierce. Don't get it twisted. I love Paul Pierce, especially for the way he scared the daylights out of somebody, which I'll mention on Wednesday. Here's why I can't put Paul Pierce in that conversation. As much as he went in, as much as he tried to bully people inside, he bullied them more from the outside. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
That's the comparison. Paul Pierce bullied you from the outside. Okay? Paul Pierce's best weapon, one of his best weapons, was his outside shot. He didn't need to post up that much. Doc Rivers got him to, but he didn't need to post up that much.
No, but he wasn't afraid to take on the bigs inside.
No.
Exactly.
And that's why I kind of put that's why I kind of put that with Flau'jae is she didn't have to bully inside with the bigger ones, but she had the balls to do it.
Yeah.
True. Very true. Now I see your comparison. You're right. You're right. Now that I see your comparison, you have a point. You absolutely have a point.
There's a courage level with her.
Mm-hmm. It is a courage level. It's a courage thing with her. It's a courage thing with Angel Reese. It's a courage thing with that entire ball club.
And here's the scary part, right? Because we know Caitlin is declaring that she's going to the WNBA.
Yep.
What if Angel follows her?
Ooh,
what if we see these two in the WNBA battling out? Well, I'm talking about this coming year or this coming season is what I'm saying.
Did you not hear my question? What do you mean, what if?
Well, I'm saying I don't know if Angel Reese is declared already.
I don't think Angel Reese will go. I don't think Angel Reese will go, and I got 2 reasons. One, she doesn't like how the WNBA handles its practices, and she's made no bones about it.
Okay.
And secondly, she may get an offer from Ice Cube, just like Caitlin Clark has.
Oh, really?
Ice Cube has put $5 million on the table, even though there are reports coming out that saying that he didn't do this. Some say he did do this. I think he did. He offered Caitlin Clark $5 million to play in the Big 3 and also afford her an opportunity to play in the WNBA.
I would love to see it. I'm just saying.
I will take. Listen, Ice Cube, buy the WNBA, please.
I'm putting it like this.
Man, you know who I missed that really would have made the WNBA something special?
Who's that?
Kobe Bean.
Oh, yeah.
Bryant.
As Kobe would have run that.
Yeah, as close as he was
Kobe
to Lisa.
Bean Bryant.
As close as he was to Lisa Leslie, he would have put every drop of blood, sweat, and tears into making the WNBA a conglomerate.
And he was on his way to doing that. He was on his way to doing that. People don't understand how close he was. I'd say he was a year, maybe 2 at most, away from being that conglomerate, as you say, Victor.
I mean,
he was man. You know what? If y'all know how much I love women's sports. Y'all know how much, Victor, you especially, you've ridden shotgun with me at women's sporting events when I call the game.
For sure.
If I had the money, and God willing, I could get the money in the next couple of years, because I plan to turn myself into a billionaire, being disabled, using this microphone in the next couple of years. And I want y'all to hear me and hear me well. Hear me and hear me well. When I make myself a billionaire within the next 24 months, there are 3 sports I'm going to lend my money to: women's basketball, women's volleyball, and women's softball. A close fourth would be soccer. Period.
Well, as the EP of all EP says, plan your work your plan.
And that's what we're going to do. We are going to work our plan. Speaking of working our plan, let's take a break. And without Ryan being here, I'm going to do a pseudo version of Coffee with McCarthy, and we're going to stay on North Carolina State. The ghost of Valvano lives. Back after this.
Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I love my beauty when she brings us back from break. SNWMN Multimedia is where you can find us. And, you know, I had launched and acted on an idea to, like, uniform everything. F that. I got a monetized channel. I can work on a second one. And I know how much time it's going to take. But we got this one. Let's just build the hell out of this one. Let's just build the hell out of this one and keep pissing people off that we love doing this. Now, speaking of pissing people off, who told Kevin Keats and North Carolina State to reach the Final Four? Well, they did. And I absolutely love it. I love the fact that the North Carolina State Wolfpack in the men's tournament, we'll get to the women in a moment. The men's tournament has seen an 11 seed at North Carolina State win 5 games in 5 days in the ACC tournament in Washington, D.C. And they've won 4 more since then. They took out Duke yesterday in Dallas, 76-64. And they are dancing to Phoenix, Arizona. If there is an underdog team I can get behind, it's NC State. This is crazy, but I'm loving it. And later this week, David Glenn of the David Glenn Show will join me to talk about this. And also Scoop Miller will join me on Thursday. Man, y'all, is there any way to explain this except
Twisted Sister.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to take it anymore. That has been the mantra of NC State.
Yep.
We're not going to take it anymore.
We're not.
They have been overlooked. They have been underrated. They have been basically laughed at by the rest of the triangle.
Yep.
They're the little brother of the triangle. Duke and UNC have had the triangle in a stranglehold for so doggone long.
I know so many people at North Carolina State, thanks to my association with them while I was living there. You just described it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
As North Carolina State being the little brother of Duke and UNC.
Mm-hmm.
Of Duke and UNC. DJ Horn and DJ Burns Jr. and shout to the big man, DJ Burns Jr. 29 big points yesterday. 29 of them.
Yes, indeed.
29 points in a clincher. in a clincher. So, there's nothing you can say about that except how good has shout out to men's and women's NC State. Yep, we'll get to the women we'll get to the women very shortly. Tell me this is not, and I know a lot of you may not remember this. Tell me this is not 1983 all over again.
Right.
Tell me this is not 1983 all over again when North Carolina State won the damn thing in Albuquerque.
Yep.
The goal, and I put a post up on Facebook, and I'm still getting blank for it. Everybody is waiting for the other shoe to drop with North Carolina State. And Shane, you mentioned this to me in our pre-show. A lot of people are waiting for the shoe to drop with North Carolina State.
They are. Fact of the matter is, there will be a time when the shoes are going to drop with NC State. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of how big the drop is going to be.
It'd be something for the Wolfpack to roll into Arizona and show everybody whose game this is, with everybody saying NC State.
Yeah. 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 I did my question of the day. I did my Snowman Daily Trivia today. And the question that I posed was, with North Carolina State returning to the Final Four for the first time since 1983, who was the most outstanding player of that 83 Final Four?
Mm-hmm.
I will give the answer during the second half of the show.
Okay.
To the North Carolina State Lady Wolfpack, they beat the ever-loving blank out of the Texas Longhorns.
Ooh.
And they punched their ticket for the first time since 1998. They're going to Cleveland.
That was an all-F special.
First 14-loss team ever in the Final Four. And we're talking about the men's team of North Carolina State. How about the women? Completing the feat, completing the sweep.
Yes.
Completing the sweep. They're 32-6. They were a 3 seed taking on top seed Texas, and they made them look like chumps.
Like I said,
I say it real.
That was an all F special. That was when you had a report card with nothing but F's, and you knew the beating you were getting once you got home.
You were going to get your ass kicked.
Yes.
Several hundred times
over.
and you earned every single one of those ass kickings.
Oh yeah.
You know what Texas led early in the ball game. But when North Carolina State took a 12-point lead at the half, game over.
Yeah.
Game over. There was no way there was no way Texas was going to compete with North Carolina State.
After the first quarter, NC State ran away with it.
And it's Asia James who's the star with 27 points for North Carolina State. 27 points. We'll have both women's Final Four games as the second matchup. The second Final Four matchup will be determined tonight. I'm looking forward to NC State playing South Carolina Friday night. You heard what I said. North Carolina State will take on undefeated South Carolina. And we're awaiting. They will determine the time today.
They're calling it now. Ooh, boy.
They will, I believe they will determine the time either tonight or tomorrow. I just got
to get through USC, UConn, and Iowa, LSU.
And Iowa, LSU. I just got. Folks, I need a favor. My wife's favorite aunt has passed.
Oh no.
And yeah. If y'all can help me get some gas money so we can get to and from Louisville tomorrow, any little bit here, let me put this up now. Any little bit would be appreciated. Because I will not be on tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's asked me to help. Jody has. And I'm trying to help get her and myself and my family through the. I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry, y'all.
Anything you guys can do to help out with this, it would be greatly appreciated.
Yes.
We all know this. Snowman, why don't we take a break? You can get yourself refocused, and why don't we come back?
Yeah, let's retool.
Let's get a break in while we can. Give yourself a few minutes.
All right, I'll be back, guys. We'll be back. We're gonna talk more, but
take a few minutes.
If y'all can help, like with some gas money, so we can get to and from Louisville, I would appreciate it. Give me a few minutes. I'll be right back.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pistol 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Bobby J and Wise El Jefe, Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Let me do this for Aunt Teddy because she was my wife's favorite aunt, and she always posted stuff that would get us laughing. Teddy Noel, you were a godsend to Jody and to me. She spoke of you in such high regard, and though you and I never got a chance to meet, I hold you and will continue to hold you in high regard. Just because of the way you supported my wife through any and everything. When other family members wouldn't, you did. When other family members said no, you said yes. When other family members turned their back, you did not. And from me, from your niece's husband, that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me, Aunt Teddy, that again, we didn't get a chance to meet in person, but I got to know you through her. And your heart and your soul spoke volumes. Your sense of humor was off the charts. That's how I came to know you. Your sense of humor was crazy. Loved every minute of it. Because you would just find the most obscure things that would just make us laugh out loud. And you would post them. And I've always said, and I've said this since the first day I met Jody, the most soulful sound is to hear my wife cracking up laughing. And every time, almost every time she found something from you, she would indeed be cracking up laughing. And it would just do my heart so good to know that it came from you. One of the people that cared. And from a distance now, I know you will continue to care. So Teddy Noel, we love you. We miss you. We're going to honor you and continue to honor you as best we can. With laughter, with joy, with smiles, with jokes. And Lord, there were plenty of those. But we love you, Teddy. Aunt Teddy, we love you dearly. And that is from my heart and our heart to you. Condolences to your family. Condolences to everyone within the family circle. We miss you and we love you. Hour 2 after this.
Everything Boston. I love you, you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
In answer to the trivia question, who was the most outstanding player in the 1983 Final Four? For the only time in history, it came from the losing team because the answer was Akeem Olajuwon from the Houston Cougars. Remember, Houston lost that game 54-52 at the buzzer. One of two that I've had a chance to witness. Hour 2 after this.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Top of the second hour, and I got to fry somebody. Matter of fact, oh boy. I will tell y'all now, this was not planned until Shane gave me the news that he gave me. With that thought in mind.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to...
Okay, false start. Victor had a question before what? What's your question?
I was gonna say my April Fool's joke is coming back to haunt me. No, it was just a little question that I just want to kind of throw out. There's a little bit of a little fun thing, kind of like just to give a little bit of positivity because I know
does LeBron suck? Yes.
Well, no.
Well, yes, but no.
Yes, but no. Just a quick question for you guys, as for the panel. Name your 3 favorites non-cartoon old school theme songs from a show that just tugged at your nostalgia strings.
Only 3?
We're trying to keep it for time's sake.
Once again, only 3?
I know you have 100, Snowman. I'm just trying to keep breaking down.
No, I got 500. Shut up. Okay. Okay. All right. Since Victor want to play with me, since Victor want to mess with me, wait. Technical difficulties. Since Victor wants me and the fight against machines continue. And
Yes.
Teddy, love you, girl. And we're continuing to laugh the way you taught us to laugh. Since Victor want to play with me, you know I'm gonna get your ass for this.
No, I know.
That tugged at my heartstrings that are not cartoons.
Yes.
I'd have punched you right in the throat.
I know like 3 or 4 of them off the bat.
You better. 1. Two. And of course, now quit messing with me.
Big dog.
All right, my 3, Knight Rider. I grew up watching that.
Oh, hell yeah. Give me Super Pursuit Mode. Easy.
Right?
Give me Super Pursuit Mode, man.
Dukes of Hazzard.
I like that one
It's
too.
a good old boy.
Right.
And on the sports side, we use this for the opening for our NASCAR races. The early to mid 90s ESPN Speed World theme.
Man,
That Bob Jenkins, Benny Parsons, and Ned Jarrett for ESPN, undoubtedly goated.
Man, the hell with you.
My 3. The first one is LA
And
Law.
I'm kidding as I say that, Shane. What's your first one?
LA Law. I loved LA Law's theme. It puts it puts you as like you are on business.
See, why did LA Law precede Law and Order?
I don't know.
Am I wrong in thinking that?
No.
I swear LA Law preceded Law and Order.
I think they may have actually run right next to each other. I want to say they run right next to each other.
What's your second one?
Second one is one of my favorites from Channel 66, WKRP in Cincinnati. I love the theme. It was a funky theme.
I'm gonna hit you right in the mouth.
And honestly, for the most part, when I was a
too.
child, because I was only thinking that only things in Chicago would be filmed in Chicago, or things that would be shown in Chicago would be filmed in Chicago. I thought, hey, so am I in Cincinnati? Do I live in Cincinnati now? I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was a fictional show. I was 6, but I loved it. And the last one, and this one has stuck with me. is a show called Night Heat.
I remember that.
Now, here's the funny thing about Night Heat. For the longest time, up until I was an adult, I was so doggone certain that this show was filmed in Chicago. To the point, I said, I know the street where that final still is on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked it up and found out that it was actually filmed in Toronto. So
It was filmed in Toronto.
I'm no an idiot. But two,
you know, wait a minute.
Beautiful
On that note, you know a movie that made me feel like an idiot because of the connection to my hometown? Matrix.
Oh yeah.
Matrix messed me up.
Because you're like, wait, I know that place.
Wait a minute. All the references to Chicago. All of them. The subway, the street names, the food places.
Yep.
Like, I know every one of those places. That some bitch was filmed in Australia.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you guys a twisted fact real quick. The first time I ever watched Knight Rider, you guys are not going to believe this. Here in Maine, we actually picked up WGN.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Look at Sid Dickey's list. Airwolf, Magnum PI, and Perfect Strangers. Honorable mention is for a movie, Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F by Harold Faltermeyer.
Yo,
I can't get that theme. I will never be able to get those themes out of my damn head. Thank you, Sick.
I'm applauding for that. My man Sick coming through with some bangers.
I got 3 of them sports wise. I got 3 of them. I got 3 of them sports wise. Y'all know these. Let's go back to 1985. Here's the first one.
Oh, yep.
I cannot watch a baseball game without this song in my head.
Right.
I swear to God, I can't. And I'm not supposed. I wouldn't. When I covered Lewisburg, shout out to the Lewisburg Hurricanes. I'm sporting their gear today. When I covered Lewisburg, I was told by people online I wasn't supposed to use this theme. How the hell with you? The kids loved it.
Right? Like, oh, you about to hear it.
The kids was like, man, don't stop playing that.
They dug it.
That's the first one. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. All right. That's the first. That's the first one. I'm trying to find the second one, and I can't. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Here's the second one.
Oh.
Little Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football.
The old school version.
Which one was this? 85?
ABC. Yep. ABC 85.
Nice. That was a guess.
I had to dig for this one. I had to dig for this.
You got a pickaxe for that one.
Man, a pickaxe, a shovel, a hatchet. I had to dig for that. That took me 3 hours to find. And of course, if y'all know me, the third is actually a tie between this one.
NBA on NBC.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all know me. When I was living with my mom and I was doing this show in my mom's basement, y'all know my warm-up music.
Yep.
You ran this for how long?
He used to use these for some of the Chicago State games.
I sure did. And didn't care who thought what. I got yelled at. Wait a minute. I got yelled at when I used the first time I busted this theme out at a Chicago State game, I got yelled at by the radio station. And it wasn't John either.
No.
John told me to use it.
Right.
John said, go for it. It was the other. Bob told me to use it. Hell, Bob engineered this. I can't cuss. I can't cuss. I don't know what I was going to say. It was the other executives that told me to quit using it.
I say, don't make us pull out that clipboard, Snowman, the notebook.
I got 5 of them here to my left.
Oh my God.
And there's a, you know what? There's another one. Because I had to break this one out. So those are my 3 sports-wise. 3 for sports show, 3 for game shows. Look, now you got Knight Rider in my head. All right. Now I gotta roast somebody. I'll be right back.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Before I do this, I'll ask again. My wife and I have to go to Louisville tomorrow for a funeral because her Aunt Teddy passed away. And if anybody can help with some gas money to help get us to and from there and to and from the rest of the week, and also to help put some groceries in the house so I can do my part, that would totally be appreciated. All right, droid. Bring your Rudy Poo candy ass in here.
Droid, I'm sorry, dude.
I love you, Droid, but I have to do this. What the hell were you thinking when you decided to fix your mouth again? I'm totally kidding as I do this. And Droid, I hope you take this as a joke and a joke only because I'm just messing with you. When you decided to fix your mouth, and yeah, I said it right, mouth.
Your whole mouth.
MOUF. And Shane, you better repeat what he said when I do this. Quote.
You realize that LeBron James has scored more 30-point games than Michael Jordan.
Close quote.
You're in trouble.
First, this
moment of bronzexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronzexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. LJPM, now approve all this.
And mind you, he said that after LeBron did it last night while we were covering Richmond.
Oh, boy.
You know what, RC? I love you very much because this applies. Hey, Droid.
Mister, will you please wake up?
Chicago's own Southside Slapbox Academy and Camel Clutch Wrestling Academy bring this hot seat to you. Droid, wake up. Matter of fact, Jody, honey.
Mister, will you please wake up?
And I offer this to you as well. Apparently, Droid, you haven't been spoiled by greatness because LeBron ain't great. Matter of fact, I can name you a slew of players that played with and after LeBron that ain't great. And there's one word I use to describe them. Matter of fact, and I know Jay's going to kill me for this. Luka Doncic, you a bitch.
Damn!
Wow.
I'll give it to Ron Simmons one. Damn.
Joel Embiid, you a bitch too.
Lord have mercy. Where'd this come
Kyrie
from?
Irving, you a super bitch.
Yes, he is. Kyrie the Herbal C.
I think I made Shane fall out of his chair.
Not yet. You would have heard a thud.
James Harden, you a bitch.
Absolutely.
Paul George, you a super bitch.
Wow.
Kawhi Leonard, loved you, but you a bitch.
Wow. Oh, Kawhi? Oh, God.
Chris Middleton, you a bitch.
Who?
Thank you. The exact response I wanted. I'm going to leave Giannis alone for now. Now, the next one I'm going to hate to say, but I got to say it.
Okay.
Kevin Durant, you a bitch.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Oh.
He has buyer's remorse.
Yeah, because he shouldn't have never left California.
Exactly.
Stupid.
I said he has buyer's
And Kyrie got so PO'd, he got run out of Cleveland by the supposed Kang that his career has fallen in the toilet since. Yep. 3 different teams you were supposed to be the captain of, and 3 different times you have failed. So Kyrie Irving, you are a bitch.
Well, the thing is, I always kind of give a caveat to Cleveland because that was Dan Gilbert's fault. Dan Gilbert should have stuck behind him.
I'll save that for Thursday.
Okay.
Trust me on that one, Victor. I know where you're going, and you're right. It is Dan Gilbert's fault, but it's LeBron's fault too for bitching his way out of Miami.
So if
LeBron, you a bitch too.
So if I may, Dan Gilbert, finish your Snowman.
You a bitch.
Thank you.
Doc Rivers, you a bitch.
Oh my God.
Daryl Morey, you a bitch.
Wow.
Jeez. Oh.
Where's the train?
Ben Simmons, you a bitch.
Well, Ben Simmons isn't around anymore, so it doesn't matter.
He's still a bitch. He's still a bitch.
Dear God, it's turning into one of those days.
He's still a bitch. Ben Simmons, you a bitch. Kyrie Irving, you a bitch.
We already know that.
We already established that about 2 minutes ago.
Dwight Howard.
I have a better word for Dwight Howard, but I won't use it here.
Oh, okay.
LaMelo Ball, you a bitch.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
I'll peel that one back for now, since I know people in the Hornets organization. Now, this next one, I'm going to have Shane yelling into the microphone and through it.
Okay.
Damian Lillard, you a bitch.
Oh my God.
For leaving the Portland Trailblazers when they were trying to build around you, and now you with a team that's coached by Doc Rivers. How far have you fallen?
Yes.
I am so glad I finished my second can of Monster before you started this rant.
Buyer's remorse for the lot of them.
Big time buyer's remorse. Matter of fact, let me go down the list team-wise. Dennis Schroeder, you a bitch.
Oh my God.
Lord,
I can't say anyone in Boston because I love that team and how they're built, so I'll leave them alone.
For now.
For now. Thank you.
For now. The Brooklyn
Donovan
Nets.
Mitchell, you're off the hook.
Oh.
But the Cleveland Cavaliers organization, minus Mitchell and a couple of players, y'all some bitches.
The Brooklyn mess.
The Brooklyn mess, y'all a team full of bitches.
Yes, they are.
Oh my God.
The Mecca for the Shadow Realm Wireless.
The Brooklyn Mets should still be the New Jersey Nets. I'll save that one for later in the week. Washington Wizards, y'all some bitches. Because you're not the Washington Bullets.
Yep.
Kevin Love, you a bitch.
Ooh.
Now I have a caveat to that.
Man, we're just going down the damn rosters.
Kevin, listen to me carefully. Kevin Love got suckered into playing with the bitch.
Yes.
So that's
yes,
that's the caveat I will have for that. All right. That's the caveat I'll have for that. Now, while we're going down the line, Mario Chalmers, you a bitch.
Oh God,
Chalmers.
What did Cole say to me? One morning? Oh, look, Yo Kang has helped Mario Chalmers. My retort was, who the hell is Mario Chalmers? And who the hell cares about Mario Chalmers? Now, this is the end of me picking on Droid. Droid, don't ever bring a bronze sexual stat up again during a NASCAR race, because you're comparing Cadillacs with Hyundais.
Ooh. Ooh.
Matter of fact, when you do, and I love the way you call a NASCAR race, and I consider you a very dear friend, Droid. Okay, even though we've known each other a short time, so if I'm picking on you, I'm doing it in fun. But when you talk about LeBron and MJ, and you have the god-awful nerve to put them in the same sentence, you know what you just did? Do you know what you just did?
What do you do?
You just compared a Rolls Royce to a Yugo.
Damn!
Whoa.
Damn!
Whoa.
Oh,
sweet Jesus.
Oh, dear God. That was a Lubob pimp job.
Lord have mercy.
Ooh.
I couldn't hold my laughter with that one. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Whatever do to you?
You just compared a Rolls Royce, a brand new off the showroom floor Rolls Royce, paid for in cash.
Oh.
To a used Yugo with half the motor blown to smithereens, and the sumbitch won't ride. You put Michael Jordan and LeBron James like most of these. I'm not going to call you a full-fledged bronze sexual yet, because you were just pointing out a stat. So I'm going to sort of let you off the hook. But you fixed your mouth. Let me take a sip of this.
We're gonna kill poor Shane.
I ain't done yet.
No.
You fixed your mouth, Droid, to compare. You fixed your whole mouth to compare the greatest of all time, one thereof, the other is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You fixed your whole mouth to compare the king of basketball try again, and I'll use the cars. And I'm going old school with this. You fixed your whole mouth, Droid, to compare a Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham to a Toyota Tercel.
What?
Oh, God help me. Oh, God, I know that comparison too. Oh.
So do I. I drove them both.
God.
You fixed your mouth, Droid. And Droid, please take this as me joking around with you, okay?
Yeah.
You fixed your whole mouth, Droid.
Oh, God.
To compare, and I'm in a Price is Right kind of mood. You fixed your whole mouth to compare a Corvette to a two-door Chevy Aspire.
Oh, God.
And I had to drive a Chevy Aspire, for God's sakes.
Oh, God.
Shane, you're gonna laugh off 20 pounds when I'm done.
Right?
Oh God, this is one of the times I wish my camera was working.
You fixed, Droid, your whole entire mouth. Okay? You fixed your whole mouth to compare LeBron and MJ? You fixed your mouth to compare a Rolls Royce to a Chevy Aspire?
Oh God.
You fixed your whole mouth to compare a Hummer and you fixed your whole mouth, Droid, to compare a brand new $60,000 H2 Hummer, and I've driven one. You fixed your mouth to compare an H2 Hummer to a Chevrolet Chevette that is worn down to the nub.
Really?
God.
Really? We go in there now?
Yes!
Oh God.
I'm
gonna get in trouble for this.
Oh, you are already in trouble.
Man, you deep in it already.
You fixed your mouth, Droid. While I'm doing these car comparisons and I'm talking about a hell of a race caller with Droid, I may as well have all the fun with it.
Oh.
You fixed your mouth, Droid. I hate you, Victor. Your whole mouth. You fixed your whole mouth to compare an H2 Hummer limo to a Mitsubishi Mirage.
Oh God.
And if y'all
my
remember when
God.
Jody and I got together, that pink car we had was a Mitsubishi Mirage, and somehow I kept fitting in that bad boy. You fixed your whole mouth to compare an H2 Hummer. Let me think. I did that one. I did that one. I did that one. I didn't do this one. You fixed your whole mouth, Droid, to compare an H2 Hummer to a Honda Civic.
Jesus. Oh, God, help me on this one.
And I know many other bronze sexuals that would make the same comparison. So for now, I'm letting Droid off the hook. But to the rest of them, that mean every sentence with every conviction. And this is not directed toward Droid. This is toward every other bronze sexual I know. Get out of my face, you stupid bitches. Time. Said that wrong. Get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world.
Time. Get out of my face, you stupid thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
Oh my God.
I feel
Lord have
better.
mercy. I'm sure you do.
Shane, which one got you the most?
How about all of them?
Yes.
There was not one in particular that got you?
Dude, I'm over here wiping tears from my eyes from all of it.
I got to cut the daylights out of that now.
Does this eclipse the mini me on the stepladder now?
Nah, that's still number one. Mini me on a step ladder
In the world's smallest house?
smallest Hell in a Cell match. An H2, that's an H2 Hummer to a Chevy Caprice.
I was waiting for you to try to go Dodge Viper, Dodge Magnum, but
No. You know what? Before we go to break, I'll give you this one. Droid, you fixed your whole mouth can't get that out of my head now. Damn you, Victor. Victor, we're going to talk.
Oh, no. Goodbye, y'all. I won't be here tomorrow. I'm getting beat up.
You damn it.
You fixed your whole mouth.
Thank you. I needed that lead. I needed that lead. You fixed your whole mouth to compare LeBron versus MJ. Oh boy, why is this going to take 30 minutes? You fixed your whole mouth to compare LeBron to MJ, which is like comparing a big fat ass Giordano stuffed pizza to a half-eaten piece of pizza in a slum somewhere.
From Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I think we need a break.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We'll be back to wrap up things.
Mouth. You fix your whole mouth. To compare a Rolls Royce to a Chevrolet Caprice with the motor blown out that sumbitch. Now we'll be back. Jay Spivey is next.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze claw.
And ever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
The loud, sickening thuds you heard during the break was all of us falling out of our chair laughing with all the comparisons I came up with.
Snowman, I'm putting my foot in your ass after the show.
You'll have to catch me first.
I'm game.
No, you're not. Not the way I feel right now. And gentlemen, you're welcome for all those silly comparisons.
Oh, God. How we wrapping the show up on that note? Oh, yeah.
Like this. Jay Spivey joins us. What's up, Jay?
What's up, Snowman? How you doing?
Good morning, Mr. Spivey.
How you doing?
Man,
doing all right.
Okay. I have a few things on my head. And considering some of the pictures that Jay sent to me over the weekend that had me laughing, there was a fellow who said he hated baseball and no one wanted to talk about baseball. And his hypocritical ass was shown doing what? Calling a baseball game.
Yes, he was. He was.
Y'all want to explain that one to me? What?
Well, I guess it's part of his high school calling program he's doing now.
Save that for later. How about the Wolfpack in both tournaments?
Well, you're old enough to remember the old cardiac pack.
Yep.
This reminds you of 41 years ago?
Yes, sir.
Where they wouldn't even gotten in the 83 tournament had they not won the ACC tournament, and they're doing the same thing now.
Mm-hmm. I think they were a 10 seed in 83.
That sounds about right. I'm not exactly sure what, but that sounds about right.
They were, matter of fact, let's do some real-time research. They were a low seed in 83.
And that was before, what, was it 48 teams back then?
Yes. They didn't expand to 64 until 1985.
Okay.
I have a question, Mr. Spivey. Do you think that this is like a form of NC State kind of letting off some steam or venting frustrations that they are usually overlooked and underrated in the triangle?
There might be a certain tinge of that, but because they've always had this chip on their shoulder about where they, especially, well, yeah, I guess football and basketball, I guess they have a chip on their shoulder, but where they're the lesser known institution or that type of thing. But I don't know if there's that. I just think that for whatever reason, it's all come together in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
5 straight wins in the ACC tournament.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, yeah.
5 straight wins in the ACC tournament in Washington, and now they've won 4 in a row. And Duke is gone.
Yeah,
many people bet for Duke to win.
I doubt a month ago that anybody would have projected the last ACC team standing would be NC State, but they certainly are.
And they have one of the best chances to win the darn thing.
Listen, the way they're playing right now, I mean, the emotion they're on, the way they're playing, and listen, I don't care whether you like NC State or not. I'm not an NC State fan, but I don't hate NC State. But
right.
If you don't like the way DJ Burns plays and the way he goes out, not just playing basketball, the way he enjoys himself, something's wrong with you.
And not just DJ Burns, DJ Horn as well.
Yes,
Burns
absolutely.
Had 29. Burns had 29 yesterday.
Yes.
He had 29. The big man had 29 points. I mean, oof. How do you cannot explain this. This is crazy. This is a crazy run that they're on right now. In 83, they had to win 3 to get the ACC tournament championship. They beat Wake Forest, they beat top-ranked North Carolina, and number 2 Virginia. And then to win the title, you got to win 6 in the tournament. Pepperdine, Nevada, Las Vegas, Utah, Virginia again, Georgia, and then, of course, the big one with Houston.
Well, just think about 1983. The fact they beat Virginia twice. With Ralph Sampson.
Beat them by 3 to win the ACC title in the Omni. And then they beat them again at the D Event Center in Ogden, Utah by 1.
And now here they
beat
them. Well, they only played Duke once in the regular season. They've actually played Duke 3 times in the last month.
Yep.
They played them the last week of the regular season, the ACC tournament, and then yesterday. They played them 3 times in less than a month. And they beat them by double digits yesterday. Yep.
How wild is that? And how wild is it that the women are doing it also? They're headed to the Final Four in Cleveland.
They're on a roll.
And the way that they smacked Texas around after they snatched that first quarter lead, 19-14, and then 24 in the second period. to in essence put the game away.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And what I think people take out of yesterday what happened before the game rather than what happened during the game. Whereas I'm going to go back to what happened and keep going back to it over and over and over in the last 4 years. But what happened yesterday and the fact that nobody recognized it until yesterday with the 3-point lines is just it's just a shame. How do you not know that?
How do you know?
And
Yeah,
then
exactly. How do you
they
not
blame
know?
it on a third party. It's typical NCAA. Blame it on somebody else.
Yep.
And I mean, I have to admit I didn't see it because I was a little busier on Saturday. I didn't get a chance to watch Portland as much as I would have liked.
Right.
But just look after I found out about it yesterday, and just looking at it, you could tell a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You really could tell a difference just from the TV screen.
It was like it's a foot off.
It had to have been close to a foot. It had to be.
It had to be a foot off because all the way around it's supposed to be 22 feet.
And
all the way around it's supposed to be 22 feet.
I had a lot of people on my Facebook page, saying it didn't really matter. Both teams are going to have to face it in each half anyway. I was like, well, you play the game differently by half. Your whole game plan changes. You don't know.
Yeah, it does.
And not only that, it's just a bad look for women's basketball. Once again, everybody does something wrong with women's sports.
And it continues to be, the look continues to get worse for women's basketball.
And as the Texas coach yesterday said during his press conference, he said, I hate to be that guy saying this, but I almost had to. He said, this would only happen in women's sports. And he's right.
He is right.
He's 100% right.
He is right. We've talked about this on this show so many times over. I am a big advocate for women's sports. Huge.
Me too.
I have been since since 82 when the women got their first Final Four at the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. And since I started my career in 1995, I've been a huge advocate and will continue to be. Why do they keep getting played around like this? Why does this keep happening?
The NCAA does not care. They don't care.
2021, anyone?
I mean, that was a joke in itself. You thought, hey, we're gonna make some improvements here, and then yesterday, and they played 6 games before anybody even noticed it.
6 games. They played 6 games before someone finally opened their mouth and said something. The 3-point line is 20. It's supposed to be 22 feet all the way around. 22 feet. You can't tell me that those lines were not 22 feet all the way around, because the top of the circle both ways looked 20 feet, not 22 feet.
Well, if you look at the TV screen, if you do the wide angle of this court, the left hand side was clearly shorter than the right hand side.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
It nearly went back to its old distance of 19.9.
It did.
It nearly went back to it. It looked, because I took a look at it from 4 different angles. I could swear they barely made it 20 feet. And I stress the word barely.
And, I understand why they did it, just to get it moving. But if I were the coach of either team, I wouldn't have played until they fixed it.
I wouldn't have either. I'd have pulled my team off the floor until they got it right.
I mean,
they had the people there to get it. They had the people there to correct it. They had the people there in place.
And so, it was going to take an hour to fix. How is it going to take an hour? No way in the world that would take an hour.
No, not even. Not
you
even.
And you got a million NCAA employees there. There's no way it should have taken an hour.
No way it should not have. It should have taken an hour.
And I was amazed the coaches were as calm as they were when they found out.
Yep.
And, I've got a real good friend as a high school coach. He said he wouldn't have played until they fixed it.
I wouldn't have played either. Had I been a coach, I wouldn't have played either. Because it's a regional site. And it goes back to something we had talked about last week, Jay, and the guys were with me. A super regional site?
Well, the other thing
Two of them?
Who was it that said, it was Tara Vanderveer had said earlier in the week where I understood why they went to these pods for the regionals. I understood that, but now they have way outgrown that. With women's basketball as popular as it is now, they've way outgrown that.
And they've outgrown playing.
Why are they playing 8 teams per site in the regionals?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing.
Go ahead, Jay.
The other thing is, nothing against Albany and Portland, but those are your regional sites. Albany and Portland.
Albany and Portland. Who chose those?
And if Iowa wins tonight, and you're going to play in Cleveland, when you could sell out a dome in a heartbeat if Iowa wins tonight.
You know what? In the next 5 years, women's NCAA basketball Final Four will only play a dome once, and I believe 2 years from now they will play the Alamo Dome.
Yeah,
they're not even playing Tropicana Field in Tampa. They're playing the Amalie Center, Center.
Yep.
They're only playing the Alamo. They're only playing for the second time in their history. They're only playing the Alamo. They're playing in the dome for only the second time, and it's the Alamo Dome in San Antonio.
And
you mean to tell me you can't sell out Lucas Oil Stadium?
They could easily move this thing this weekend. Even if Iowa doesn't win, I think they could sell out a dome. I really do.
If you could put 55,000 people for an exhibition game at Kinnick Stadium, who's to say you won't sell out, I don't know, State Farm Stadium in Phoenix?
And that was early November in Iowa.
Yes, in Iowa City. 55,000
in the
people.
Outdoors. You don't know what the weather's going to be like.
Mm-hmm. And
I take that back. It was October, but either way, October, November.
Yeah, it was October.
You don't know what the weather's going to be like.
And it's crazy that they don't fix this. They don't fix this problem. Victor, you and I were talking about this, and I will say it for us. And I know I'm going to get some pushback, but I don't care. But this is the truth. It's sad the way women's sports at all levels is being treated right now. It's stupid to me.
It's not respected. It's viewed as something secondary.
Well, just look at the NCAA women's tournament. The ratings have far out this is the men's.
Yeah.
Now that might change. That might change this week with the Final Four, and it typically does. But still, that's beside the point.
And
whether it be basketball or women's soccer, which is just dominated the U.S. men's team over the years,
huge.
Covered, and they still get stomped all over by FIFA and the U.S. Soccer Association. And having to play on field turf instead of grass. I mean,
the last women's soccer game that I wasn't a part of as a broadcaster that I saw play on grass was 1999, and that, of course, was the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
Yes,
that was the last time I saw a women's soccer game played on grass. And Shane brought this to my attention that the last time a women's soccer game was played on grass, because they started experimenting with field turf right after that, was 1999 at the Rose Bowl.
FIFA doesn't allow it for men's games. It is grass, grass, grass. And when the North America hosts the 2026 World Cup, I guess it is. All the fields, whether it be America, Mexico, or Canada, has to be grass.
It has to be.
Whether they have field turf on them now or not, it has to be grass. So why can't they do the same for the women? And it's not even that expensive. FIFA's making a fortune. It's not even that expensive.
Well, apparently it's too much. Apparently it's too much like right for them to ask to do this. Let me go to Shane for a moment. And Shane, we've had so many talks over the years about how women's sports, not just basketball, but women's sports is mistreated. Lately, 2026 is your answer, Jay, of when USA will host again.
That's what I thought.
Shane, let me pose this to you. In the years that you've ridden shotgun with me on this show, and he's been here for all 10 of them, how many times have we brought up this subject only to be silenced by the masses telling us don't talk about it? Now, we've had messages sent to us, Shane, about not talking about women's sports. What?
We have had way too many messages and way too many people telling us, what in the blue hell are you two doing calling women's sports? Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the stats from the last couple of games Snowman and I have called, y'all can shove it as far as I'm concerned. We get the numbers. We gonna keep covering.
Good for you.
And it's something I've always wanted to do. And me being disabled right now, I have to do it in studio until I'm completely healed, and I get that, but it's an opportunity for me to do what I love to do. And someone told me that I wouldn't get any viewers for the Nebraska-Iowa game, the Big Ten Women's Championship. 5,200 people have watched that game, either live or on replay. 5,200.
Yeah.
Let me say that number again. 5,200.
And aren't we sitting at about $4,000 for the game we just called Saturday?
Yeah. Yeah.
4K.
And listen, guys. Well, I know this is some sort of an anomaly tonight in terms of all that's riding on this game tonight. But I'm going to guess that the ratings for this game between Iowa and LSU tonight are going to be maybe the most watched women's game in history, even outdistancing the game they played last year in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the ratings for tonight's game are going to be huge.
They're going to be a monster. They're going to be a monster.
They're going to be off the charts. Which is why I'm going to spend the time this afternoon getting everything ready for it and getting it out to as many people as I can.
And
now.
win or lose, I hope Kim Mulkey keeps her big mouth shut about the media.
Yep.
She'd be better off doing so.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing herself no favor by attacking the Washington Post and the LA Times for the stories they read about her.
Right.
Nope.
No favor whatsoever. None.
You'd think, though, that it would be a distraction to the entire team, but LSU has played straight through it.
Now, here's the question: is it going to be a distraction tonight with everything that's hanging in the balance and the magnitude of this game?
She didn't really bring it up until Friday. I take that she did bring up the Washington Post story last week, but the LA Times story didn't even get brought up until after the game was over the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And she seems to bring it up immediately before and after the games are over. It's like she's a narcissist. She wants to be part of it. Now,
right.
her record speaks for itself. She's going to be in the Hall of Fame. There's no question about it.
She is.
Yes. Her record speaks for itself. But just keep your mouth shut.
Please. Please.
This is not about you. This is about your girls.
Exactly.
But yet again, look at what she does every time the microphone's in front of her face.
Well, just look at her on the sideline. Look what she wears.
Kind of reminds you of somebody, folks.
Fix your whole mouth again.
Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds you of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say any more about that. People want me to. I'm saving all that for Wednesday. But tonight's game with Iowa and LSU, the rematch that everyone wanted, and it's unfair that it's a regional championship and not a national championship.
It should be at least the Final Four, if not the national championship.
Should be the Final Four. I want to know who put this bracket together, because when I saw the gauntlet that Iowa had to go through, because at the top of the season, my pick was Iowa to get to the Final Four. Didn't realize that Colorado, UCLA, and LSU was going to be in this bracket, and to a point, West Virginia.
Those doggone graybeards in the office decided this whole bracket, and that's the problem.
Yep. The powdered wigs.
I think there's a lot of. I don't think there's a lot of Iowa haters. I think there's a lot of Caitlin Clark haters out there that they're tired.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
easily. Without question.
Then the people, not just in the general public, but I think people on the committee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
There are some people on the committee that hate Caitlin Clark. Hate her to the bone because of the way she has transcended women's basketball.
Look at how she's really upgraded women's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how it's become something that's talked about continuously. We haven't had that in a while.
No,
isn't that the way it usually goes?
Let's get real, guys. There's another thing involved with Caitlin Clark that people are kind of not stepping on eggshells about. It's the RACE word.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is.
Oh, yeah.
Where they think white girls and white guys can't play basketball.
I was going to say,
and besides us, no one wants to talk about it.
We're still in the mid-90s.
But and besides us, people are too afraid to talk about it. And I'm calling out every show that don't want to mention the fact that this was a race baiting call. This is a race baiting story, not paying
because a lot of people are still stuck in the 1990s and still remember the movie White Men Can't Jump.
Yep.
Well, this is not her fault.
No, it's not.
This is not Caitlin Clark's fault. The girl can play basketball.
And she's trained to do it. She has trained herself to do it. You could tell that she has been a student of the game as she picked up the doggone thing.
I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care whether you're black, white, purple, or green. If you're good, you're good.
Exactly.
Who cares? But isn't that the way it's supposed to be? There was clearly somebody on the committee who did not like her. There are many people in the media who I don't think like her.
Oh, right. I'm certain.
There are many people on social media who despise her.
And then that number grows every time. Think about it. Every time Caitlin Clark in Iowa wins, that number grows.
But you know what?
I'm not trying to call this guy out. I've known the guy for years, but I'll use him I won't use his real name, but there's a guy on my Facebook page who I've known for years. And he told me about a month or two ago, I guess this is probably January. He said, I'll guarantee she's not, because I made a statement that she was the most recognized person in college sports.
Yep.
And I don't think there's any question about that. He chimed in, he goes, well, I think Zach Edey is. Well, how many people who follow, or not, just the general public who don't follow college basketball at all? How many, if you walk downtown in whatever city you're in, other than West Lafayette, Indiana, would know who Zach Edey was?
No, exactly.
Now, if you said the name, everybody would know.
No one knows who Zach Edey is, and everybody knows who Caitlin Clark is.
I was gonna say if you ask them just do name recognition and said Zach Edey, they'd be like, who?
Exactly.
It's not even close.
It's not. It won't ever be close either. It won't ever be close. I mean, you say Caitlin Clark. The next question for people is, when are they playing?
Well,
you say Zach Edey, and they're like,
women or men who don't follow basketball or college basketball or sports in general, because she's big part of the general just pop culture lately, and it goes way outside the realm of basketball. People know who she is.
Exactly.
People know who Zach Edey is.
And besides, has Zach Edey sold out every game that Purdue has played this year?
No.
Caitlin Clark has.
She sold out all the games she's played, road or home, and I think there were two neutral site games that were not, but all the rest of her games have been complete sellouts. So I go back again. I understand Cleveland wants to have us. Like you said, would it kill them to move it to Indianapolis or somewhere or Minneapolis, or even Minneapolis, somewhere
US Bank Stadium. You can't tell me you can't put 60,000 at US Bank Stadium for the Final Four for the women.
No.
You can't tell me that you can't sell out US Bank Stadium or Lucas Oil in Indianapolis, State Farm in Phoenix, the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, which won't be in San Antonio until 2029, which I think is a farce. They're supposed to see Indianapolis in 3 years' time. You know where they're playing? Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
Well, I know Caitlin Clark's getting ready to leave, and that was her choice. She could have stayed another year. But you think the popularity of women's basketball is going to go away with somebody as good as Juju is?
No. Juju's the next one.
Why are we still playing in 18,000 seat arenas?
When you could easily double that with no problem. Because the NCAA, and my reasoning is the NCAA won't get off of their asses and actually make this happen. More to the point, they don't want to make this happen.
And I'm gonna say this: I think another dynamo in the making is the one I talked about earlier in the show, Jalen Sherrod.
Jalen Sherrod from Colorado.
Yeah.
Jalen Sherrod from Colorado. We saw Lauren Betts from UCLA. Angela Dragalic also from UCLA. The stars are there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The stars are there, and they continue to come in because the recruiting for women's hoops is getting better. But I go back to 2021 in Indianapolis and you know the idea that where the Super Pod came from? Indianapolis.
Yep.
3 years ago.
Well, that was
3
dumb.
years ago. Everything played in Indianapolis instead of the usual setup.
Well, yeah,
Everything played
yeah.
in Indianapolis.
I've heard horror stories. You know, they play, for whatever reason, they played one of these pods over the years at Bridgeport, Connecticut. I've heard horror stories about what a dump that arena is. They would never do that with a man. Never.
Nope. Just makes me wonder why they're doing this now. Let's put a pin on that.
Just to let you know, I don't know if you guys just saw the alert, but Tennessee has just fired Kelly Harper for some unknown reason. I guess they think Pat Summitt's going to walk through the door sometime soon. But they just announced that.
Yikes!
But she was one of their best players under Pat Summitt.
Absolutely.
Wow. She was one of the best players under Pat Summitt, and now she's somebody's not thinking.
When it rains, it pours, gentlemen.
I don't know who they're going to get better than she is.
Nope. Because no other legend for Tennessee is going to walk through that door.
Dawn Staley, I mean, the SEC is a great conference, but nobody's going to catch Dawn Staley the way they're doing things.
Nope.
And that goes back to what you're saying, that the stars. I mean, you think the talent's not going to go to South Carolina? No. Come on, they're going to go play for her.
Mm-hmm. In a heartbeat, they will.
Mm-hmm. I mean, whether you like Kim Mulkey or not, I mean, they're going to go to LSU.
Yep. All the coaches that have had all the stars, Lisa Bluter, Kim Mulkey, Dawn Staley. You think they're not going to go? Do you think they're not going to go play for these schools?
I don't understand why you fire Kelly Harper, who really had a pretty darn good year this year.
Yeah, and you know what? The only reason I can think of is because she lost to South Carolina.
No, she lost to State last week.
She lost to State. Thank you. I got that wrong.
But State, here they are in the Final Four. There's nothing to be ashamed over about losing to State.
No.
None.
You lost a superior team. That's all.
You lost to a better team. That's it. Let's put a pin in that for next week. And we're going to deep dive even more into why women's sports are so mistreated. And I got a segment coming up next week, what I would do to fix everything. Jay Spivey joining us here on the program, as always, each and every Monday to close out the show. Thank you very much, my friend. I truly appreciate it.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you.
Later.
A note to the organization housing women's sports that won't give me a chance to call their games. That's the biggest mistake you can make. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We hope y'all are too. We are out of here. I'll be back on Thursday from Louisville. God bless y'all. So long, everybody.
A Hummer to a Caprice. God almighty, Snowman.